Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Initiative Order, and welcome to episode 10, y'all, of Symbaroum. We survived to double digits. Let's see how long we can keep this going if we don't burn the entire city down. Aggie. Not naming names, Aggie. My name's
It
Nate.
was an accident!
My name's Nate, and I am your game master for this journey. And as usual, I'm joined by my amazing cast, minus one player today. So in a moment, I'll have them all go around the table and introduce themselves. But first, some thank yous and shout outs. First and foremost, as always, thank you so much to Danny, Bree, April, and Jay, who help keep the initiative order running, help keep all of our streams going. Thank you for all the hard work you all do behind the scenes and on screen as well. And thank you to our wonderful sponsors of the channel, starting off with Session Zero Clothing. They create some awesome TTRPG inspired streetwear. If you use code ORDER at checkout, you'll get 15% off your purchase through them. Next up, we've got the Master Dice Crafters over at Norse Foundry. They create beautiful gemstone metal dice as well as some other accessories for all your gaming needs. If you use code TIO15 at checkout, you can get 15% off your purchase through them. And we also have our friends over at Mithril Armory as well. They create some really cool sketch dice as well as the puzzle 10D20s. Super cool stuff. If you use code INITIATIVE at checkout, you get 10% off your purchase through them. And we've got our own Ray GotDM of roaming player gear. If you use code Carnaby20, you can get 20% off his Dice Tower, Dice Vault combo system that he's created. Super, super cool. Really nice, high quality wood and leather. Very, very nicely created. And last but not least, I want to throw out there that we are ambassadors for Jaspers Game Day this year. Jaspers Game Day is an amazing foundation bringing awareness to suicide prevention through tabletop gaming. So if you can donate your time, donate some money towards that wonderful cause, please check it out. There's a link down in the chat below to check out. And I also want to say that we do have a coffee set up for these wonderful, wonderful folks here. So if you feel like tipping, throwing some funds towards these players, I know they'd super appreciate it for donating their time and their talent here to us. That is also down below in the chat. And all funds donated to that coffee go directly to these guys here, the TO fund, the TO team. We do not touch any of those funds at all. That is strictly for the players here. And with that, let's go ahead and go around the table. I'm just going to go with how I see you all on my screen here. Let's start off with Royal, please.
Haha, and I was ready with the mute button. What's up, everybody? It is me, Royal, on all social media at Royalty Know Why. I am playing Nrobso, and that's Artist Goblin. And very excited to be doing number 10. Yeah, it's great to be finally hitting those double digits and seeing what happens in the rest of Symbaroum.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and throw it over to Coral, please.
Hello, friends. My name is Coral. You can find me on twitch.tv/QueerVentureTime. And yeah, I'm playing Agithe. She's trying to do good. Every once in a while, that doesn't happen, though.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's go ahead and toss it over to Kelsey, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kelsey. I'm Tombs and Tomes on social media, and I play the witch Kinlegelana, which is the coven member of Kovaan in this game.
Perfect. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Kovaan himself, Keith.
Hi, everybody. I'm playing Kovaan, the Green Weaver, cult member of Kin's group. And you can find me on socials, IG, I am not Kevin Bacon, on Twitter, all that D&D. One push I wanted to put out there is please check my posts. I kicked off my Extra Life charity drive for 2022 starting Friday, and there is a giveaway linked with it. That'll be running till the 7th, and then I'll randomly pick a donor that will win a Critical Role art piece that was signed by the cast. So please check it out.
Super freaking cool, man. That piece is so beautiful. Seriously, check it out, y'all.
Maybe that is not a gift from the Humble Bundle. Like, that's a giveaway.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that was, I believe you said that was like an exclusive from the Search for Grog, yeah?
Yeah, so that was from the live show up in LA, the Search for Grog. The people that were lucky enough to get VIP tickets were given that swag as part of the bag.
Very
And
cool.
yeah, I think you might be able to find the print, but you won't find the one with the SIGs.
Oh, hell no. That's super, super awesome. That's very cool of you. So, yeah, please check that out. Donate some money towards a wonderful cause. All right. With that, let's go ahead. Oh, I apologize. I'm totally being a rude person here. Our fifth and final player.
Last but not least.
Who's unfortunately missing tonight, Christine. She plays the wonderful Laerke on here. She is absolutely fantastic. You can find her on Instagram and on Twitch at SlumberJane. Check her out, give her some love, give her some support. Wonderful, wonderful person. All right, and with that, let's go ahead and jump into today's game of Symbaroum. Let's roll that intro. And welcome back, everybody. So, as always, before each session, I'm assuming we're just going to throw it over to our local note taker, Miss Kinlegelana. Would you please tell us what you remember from our last game?
All right. So last time on Symbaroum, not a lot really happened, and yet a lot happened at the same time. So Nrobso showed back up in town and met up with Diseba at the Church of Prios. He learned a little bit more information about what he can do to try and heal some of the corruption that he has so needlessly been packing on from touching things instead of washing his hands. But that's another thing entirely. So anyway, he ended up coming back to us on the scene. Unfortunately, by the time he got there, everything was already on fire. So in the process of being in a squabble with some people who were coming to burn down the house of Starvola, we might have burned everything down. And that is where we left off after the aftermath of all the flames.
Okay. You can't just leave it like that, all right? There was specifics that happened.
No, Aggie.
Would you like me to embarrass you?
We were all
There
there.
was
and we
strategy.
absolutely- You know, we saw what you caused. Well, I didn't see it, but I came into seeing the outcome of what
All right.
you started.
Let me rephrase this. So, we were all taking care of a problem, and Aggie inspired by some kind of bardic thing called Skyrim, decided to do a thing. And the thing didn't go well, but because I wanted to be kind in the recap, I assumed responsibility from all of us. But if you would like to explain how you burn down people's homes, please do so.
No, the original one works.
No, Aggie, I wasn't here. Regale the story of how you burned down people's home, because it seems from Leggies that this happens multiple times. I would like to hear how you strategically burn down houses.
So it was pretty badass, to be fair, if civilians hadn't like gotten messed up. But so there was a bunch of guys coming down the alleyway, getting ready to burn down the thing, and so I was all like, all right, well, we're gonna burn them down instead. And so like they had an oil lantern, and so I threw the dagger at the oil lantern, intending for it to explode all over the dude, and it did. Great, wonderful, plan worked. Until that dude started bumping into other dudes, and then other people started dropping their lanterns, and then all of the dudes were on fire, and then everything was on fire.
That right there about sums it up. So yeah, Aggie, unfortunately not seeing the other 10 individuals carrying oil lanterns out of the alleyway.
It's not that I didn't see the other 10 individuals. It's just that somehow in my brain, I thought these buildings were made of stone, and that is not how this works.
Nice chain reaction resulting in 2 buildings on either side of this alleyway bursting into flames. Laerke taking some time to run in, clearing both buildings, getting as many people out as she could before, unfortunately, the buildings definitely began to kind of collapse in on themselves. In the aftermath, you saw 2 individuals wrapped in cloth being dragged out of one of the buildings.
And Laerke ran off. We don't know. We did not see Laerke, but Laerke ran off because her Wrathguard stuff.
Correct. So at this point, you are all outside of the mission house here. The long line at this point is kind of cleared out from all the chaos that was happening with all the flames. A lot of the crowd took off in various directions. You did see Laerke kind of take just some kind of cloth, throw it over her head, and just take off running. I believe a few of you had gone inside the mission house to investigate to look for Sarvala, which I believe was Aggie, Keen, and Nrobso. Were you also part of that? Okay, so 3 of you entering into the mission house, you see that it is currently empty. Kovaan, you're outside the mission house. You've kind of assisted the guards with putting out some of the fires that were there. At this point, a lot of the chaos has begun to calm down. The guard are kind of making a perimeter to begin cleaning up the 2 destroyed buildings. Kovaan, anything you would like to do out here?
So I'm gonna kind of dust myself off and pick up my staff. Well, everything seems to be in order here. Let me go find my friends, and I'm gonna make my way into the building.
Perfect. Yep. So easy enough. You enter in. In this first story on the mission house is just this very large open room. Off on the left-hand side, you see various like bunk beds just neatly lined up. Over on the right-hand side, you just see one super long table spanning almost the entire width of the mission house with just long benches on either side. And there appears to just be mountains of just basic foods, breads, large pots of stews, some veggies that look like they may have been spoiled at some point recently. Kind of settled in the center of this mission house is this larger chair that's kind of just situated up on the small little pedestal, if you will, and it would appear that this is where the line leads directly up to this chair. Looking around, you don't see anybody currently inside this area. But what you did notice is towards the back left-hand side of this room is a door that is slightly opened up, and it looks like it leads outside behind the building. Action from the group.
Well,
I'm looking for foul play. Is there anything like that looks, other than the description that you gave? Is there any like maybe someone broke in from behind, or is that door like broken or anything?
Are you going to looking at from where you're currently at, or are you going to kind of approach it, get a closer look at it?
I want to approach, get a closer look.
Okay, for sure, easy enough. So yeah, you get up onto the door, and it's just a simple, basic wooden door. Looking at it, the hinges are completely intact. It's got kind of like just one of those planks of wood that you kind of drop down to lock it. It doesn't look like that piece has been messed with at all. It looks like it was kind of swung open into the building so people could exit out of it.
Leggies, I don't sense foul play here.
I wouldn't expect as such. I believe that he might be a rather powerful magic user, and there's a good chance maybe they just evacuated due to the fires. Does that seem accurate?
Given that the people look at this person for help, it seems more like maybe a coward is how I would describe him.
Now, let us not be so quick to judge. He does seem to be doing things that align with our own agendas.
And even though my my recent actions may not display this thought, Nrobso,
Yes.
you'll find that when you've people under your care, your risk assessments tend to change. I agree with Keen, and I don't believe we should label this person a coward, rather somebody who is in charge of protecting many people and is meaning to do so.
But with people outside in fear for their lives of the fire, you would think the one that's helping them would open his doors to help more.
Yes, I can't believe that he wasn't somewhat aware of this attack against him. I imagine he was prepared for such a thing. And can I actually go ahead and make a cunning check to see if I can, like, if there's any, like, writing or correspondence that I could look through to try and confirm that?
Yeah, definitely. So nearby his kind of centralized chair, there is a desk with some paper scattered on it. You can certainly dig through those if you'd like.
Oh, that is 7 out of 15 for cunning.
7 out of 15. Okay, perfect. So as you're kind of digging through these pieces of parchment on this table, you're seeing all kinds of different notes. A lot of them are requests for any extra medicine, food supply. You see that quite a few of them have come from a town called Blackmore, which you would know is about an hour ride south of where you're currently at. But digging through there, you don't see really anything specifically relating to any type of attack.
Okay. I mean, I'm not shocked he didn't have it, like, on the desk. However, there is blank parchment and writing implement?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. Aggie's gonna go ahead and pull that out, and she's gonna write him a note, like a "sorry we missed you" note.
Okay.
Are they in like cabinets?
Down in this area, from what you can see, over on the right-hand side, kind of behind the long tables, there are a couple cabinets kind of tucked away towards the back right-hand corner of this building.
Is it glass or wooden?
They appear to be completely wooden.
I want to open one.
Okay. Going over and opening up one of these cabinets, it's just got basic food supplies in it. Basic bags of grain. You see like some corn and some beans in there. Aside from that, nothing really out of the ordinary. Kovaan.
What say you that we perhaps follow this door?
What do you say, Kovaan?
So as I make my way in, I kind of get near Agithe. I see you've found a new hobby. I kind of refer to what went on outside. I make my way to Keen. Our host doesn't seem to be around. Our plan?
I believe Nrobso hopes to follow this person. Is that what you said, Nrobso?
Yes, it seems that this person left in such a hurry. It would be maybe in our best interests to finally get an audience with them by following down this door.
My only concern with this, and I agree, we should do this, but I do believe we should do it in the least threatening way possible. Don't want them to run faster from us while we're trying to meet them to have a conversation.
I will stay my axe and my blade. And I put my axe back, my axe back on my back, my dagger back in.
Aggie gives a nice little thank you bow. Oh yeah, and the note that she wrote is literally just like, hi there. Oh my god, I know this guy's name and it just hi Sarvola. It seems we caused a little bit more commotion on our way to meeting you than we expected. However, we were told that you are a cool dude who might be able to help us out and be smart in things that other people are not smart in. ... Parentheses. Yes, we're being vague on purpose. Winky face. Close parentheses. Oh, thank you. Yeah, your future friend, Agithe, Friends and Co.
Aggie, that sounds like such a long letter. What if he takes that as a threat himself? He's reading it and it's very mysterious and open-ended.
It's not supposed... I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to overcompensate for burning down the village. We're trying to be as least threatening as possible. I reread the note and make sure that like there is nothing threatening. It's so cute. It gives you the warm and fuzzies. I'll make a roll if I need to.
I will also leave a note, and I grab like some extra parchment and a feather. But mind you, like Nrobso, I don't know how to write. I'm just gonna chicken scratch everything.
I'm literally about to ask, but I didn't want to be rude.
Need to talk immediately. I don't know. What do we sign? The travelers. And then I crumple it up, slap it on his desk.
Are we at all concerned that we are leaving these notes for anyone to waltz in and read? Any concern?
P.S.
I'm gonna scribble out Agithe.
Find Krenko. Krenko will know. And then I crumble it back up, slap it back. There, now nobody will know except for Krenko.
Nrobso, why don't you send Krenko?
Yeah, that is pretty brilliant. Krenko seems to be a very well-connected fellow.
We do not know where to send Krenko. We need to follow this door.
Very well. And suddenly, like from out beneath like my robes, Kovaan has seen this before, but my familiar like comes out from underneath my cloak, and you guys see, so it's a little like fox, but the fox is interesting because it looks like the fox at one time might have been orange, but now it's mostly white with pieces of black like through its fur. Perhaps we can find what we're looking for easier if we are very dedicated to tracking Sarvola.
Aggie's just gonna point and be like, well, who's our friend here?
That's my dear little muffin.
Aggie's gonna kneel down and be like, hello, Muffin.
I immediately go to Leggy's dress and like kind of open it up.
I look over at Nrobso.
Wait, my cloak or my dress?
There's only
just
one.
Be more specific.
Your dress, the thing it came out of. Is there
Cloak,
more?
okay.
You will find no more in the Nrobso.
No, Muffin is not his true name, but his true name I don't divulge. Muffin's a very adorable name, though.
Aggie is petting Muffin and says, oh no, Muffin works just fine.
So I grab the cushion from the seat that Sarvola might have been sitting in, and I give it to Muffin. Smell it. Smell this. Now
Muffin will smell it.
Find him.
What kind of roll do I have to make for Muffin?
Oh, yeah. Give me a cunning check for Muffin here to see if Muffin can pick up on any type
3
of
out of, I didn't open my character sheet, so I rolled a 3, and now I'm just realizing that there was an essential step I didn't take yet. Almost there. Rolled a 3 out of, there we go. You said, did you say cunning?
Cunning check, yeah.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10, okay. So yeah, Muffin goes up to Sarvola's cushion, takes a couple sniffs of it, and you see Muffin's little ears kind of begin to twitch and perk up ever so slightly. And you see Muffin put their nose immediately down to the ground and kind of begin meandering over towards that back door.
Let's go, shall we? Lead the way, Muffin, destroyer of worlds.
Destroyer of worlds? You
Since
keep a destroyer of worlds in your cloak?
I just think it's a cute name. Not the true name.
At all.
The given name, not the true name.
I feel that. Since we are apparently on the trail, Aggie's gonna go ahead and hesitate before walking out the door, and then go back, pick up the note, fold it, put it in her cloak.
Okay, easy enough. So stepping out through the back door, the first thing that you all notice is you're starting to get hit with a bit of tiredness, and you feel the cold night air beginning to settle in, because at this point it's fairly late on in the evening. This is one thing that I need to get better about, is you guys have only taken one long rest since being in the city. So in the span of one day, you had a meeting, met 2 witches, fought a horde of creatures went down into a sinkhole, up to the Sun Temple, and now over to here and burnt down 2 buildings. So the day has definitely gone. You're heading now into the later hours of the evening. You can.
It's not like we've got 2 geriatric
You can certainly continue to press on and investigate through the night if you wish. I'm not trying to direct you in one way or another, but if you do not rest, there may or may not be consequences.
Strange time to reveal to us that we might be time magicians.
Are we in an open space?
As you step out, you're kind of, stepping out into a small alleyway that leads out towards one of the main streets.
Does anyone else need to take refuge back in that house before we go out anymore?
Do you think that that house is truly the sort of place we want to be associated with in the middle of the night when strange things can happen?
I think we are more than capable of handling these strange things. But I am at the whim of my companions.
I'm gonna
I have
yawn.
very little whims.
I could use a nap. Agithe.
Aggie is trying to stay awake because she's like, I do think we should, she says with her voice incredibly gravelly from the sleep. I don't know if y'all can hear all the background noise. No? Oh, thank God. It's so loud. Okay. Aggie's just like, I do worry that if we do not follow this trail as soon as possible, the scent will be lost. But Kovaan, I agree. I have not done a night like that. No, I don't know, 30 years.
I think Muffin is more than capable of continuing to find the scent. Or maybe perhaps could Muffin go on by himself?
Oh, I don't want Muffin to get in trouble. Pets Muffin.
Perhaps we'll keep Muffin with us.
Then Muffin perhaps can keep watch?
I suppose Muffin could keep watch. But shouldn't we take turns?
Muffin could also cuddle with me.
I will take the first watch. And is there like a ledge I can get up on?
Are you staying here in the mission house? Or are you staying out in the alleyway?
Well, Nrobso would like to stay somewhere comfy, but if the group would like to stay...
You do also have your rooms back at the Rose Garden as well.
Oh.
Is that nearby?
Everyone.
The Rose Garden is probably about a 10-minute walk north from where you're currently at.
Well, the Rose would probably be our safest bet, rather than here in the streets or in the house of a stranger.
I don't disagree.
Yes, I do think that is probably the smartest course.
Agreed. To the Rose.
Okay. Easy enough. You make your way through the town. At this point, the streets are pretty much completely emptied out. Everybody's kind of shut their doors for the evening. Curtains have been drawn, and you continue to move up towards the Rose Garden, getting there without any issue. Walking in, you see the same familiar staircase heading up. And yes, Aggie?
On the way in, because this is also like a tavern, full tavern, right?
This is just an inn.
Oh, okay. Are there any people milling about?
Give me a vigilance check if you would.
All right. That's a big pile of nope.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. If there's anybody around, Aggie would like to see if she can listen in just to see if people are talking about the fire. That's it.
Okay. Making your way through the streets themselves, you're not really seeing anybody out and about. As you approach the inn itself, you do see a couple of the stable hands who are just kind of over near the right-hand stable over here at the garden, and you hear them just kind of talking back and forth. Nothing related to the fire, more so just talking about how they hate night shift.
Same.
Anything else from anybody else? Okay. You all make your way up to your rooms. I believe you had 2 rooms for the party. So you can go however you wish. Nrobso, are you still going to be staying up to keep watch?
No, I am going back to the room.
Okay, perfect. Directly to the room. Kovaan, anything from you?
Quick question on past events. So Nrobso had a talk with Decibel. Is that common knowledge with the group, or did Nrobso keep it to himself?
It's something Nrobso could have discussed on the walk there. Essentially, he went to see Decibel and immediately ran and saw a fire. So he hasn't really had a lot of time to sit down and converse with you all. However, if during any of this downtime, any of the walks, Nrobso, if you wish to divulge that, you certainly could. But that is up to you.
Well, I also want to remind everyone, Nrobso is not walking, for Nrobso is riding on Cannon, his war horse.
Taking Cannon with you, okay.
In fact, it is Nrobso and Aggie on the war horse.
So I suppose that means that I'm just supporting Kovan's weight as we slowly trudge behind the party and we get to the Rose at a much later date.
I will come back for you individually. So I drop off Aggie, ride back, drop off Kovaan, ride back. but not like they're not just they're walking, and I'm just like, and I come back. Leggies, I met a Red Path witch. Would it be possible you could perhaps change your path?
Why?
Well,
I suppose
she
I've never really
transformed into this giant lindworm. Can you transform into a lindworm?
Well, not certainly at this time. Why?
Well, the lindworm was certainly helpful. If I could remember her name, it was, if there's a voice in my head that could remember the name of the adventure Nrobso had, that would certainly be, Patrona! It was Patrona Gremorio.
Patrona Memorio. Does that ring a bell at all for me, Nate?
Give me a cunning check, if you would.
Ooh.
Okay, wow, 19. That's a 19 out of 10.
19 out of 10. You've heard of red witches. This one specifically, no clue.
And do I know anything about when my power might grow? Since I still can't do too much.
You just know that your powers grow the more you use them, whether that be, as a tool or in fights. Just takes experience and practice.
Listen, Nrobso.
Yes.
Was this a friendly witch?
Oh, she was very friendly. She helped us defeat an army of this ice dead zombies.
Interesting. She sounds like she was far more powerful than I. I'm afraid that maybe I'm not the most powerful witch out there, but I will tell you this, Nrobso.
Yes.
Remember, whenever magic is being used, that even when one lights a candle, it casts other things into shadow. We must be very careful with the use of magic.
That was a very wise statement. I will do so to remember.
Indeed.
Also, along my journeys, I did go back to the Sun Temple to meet with this Deceba.
Oh, interesting, Deceba.
Yes. Let me rack my brain to try to remember. She told me if I go to a town called Dareth, we can get rid of corruption.
Well, but when did you touch something?
Yes, I got corrupted. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of corruption. Just a little.
Well,
it was a sapphire.
A sapphire? Do you still have this sapphire?
No, I gave that one away. I wrapped it up in a blanket and I sent it off to the Order of Magica.
The Order of Magica? What did they want with it?
Oh, we found these stones. These stones were corrupted as well. And the sergeant over at the watch at the wall, we wrapped them up and we just sent them away. And that was it.
When you weren't with us?
No, this is when I went to my town of Kravadox.
This is troubling news, Nrobso. Interesting. I suppose the Order of Magica wanted to study them.
Yes,
interesting.
But it comes with a warning. Should anyone have touched the stones, they are immediately corrupted and they transform into an abomination.
Well, then we have to put Dareth on the list immediately. We'll tell the others that we must set out for Dareth. How comfortable do you feel with them knowing this information?
They can know of all information, but first, we go after Servola.
Indeed, we do have a sinkhole problem. Do you know how quickly this transformation is supposed to happen, Nrobso? May I check?
It kind of depends on how strong-minded a person may be.
Very well. How strong-minded, you say?
Yes, in fact, there was a troll, or maybe she was an orc. And her name, Lady Meg the orc, was far stronger, perhaps maybe even stronger than Laerke.
Listen, Nrobso, have you felt any tingles of corruption before?
Just a little bit of corruption.
Yes, but Nrobso.
Oh, wait.
I go back down to my chain.
This first iron-packed ring we found, it does tingle. Just a little bit.
Troubling. Shall I wrap it?
Can I keep it?
Yes, but I shall wrap it.
Okay.
Yes, very good. And I start wrapping it. And I'm still talking to you, and I just say, listen, I'm not sure exactly what may happen before we make it to Dareth. If things start to change, if you start to feel an increase in the vibrations of those tingles, Nrobso, what is the happiest thing that you remember back home that you're hoping to one day see again?
Well, when I cut off Valerome's finger, I felt so much joy and happiness. In fact,
does this person still exist?
This finger.
Does this person still exist?
Oh yes, believe he's after me, actually.
Oh, well, I want you to remember that moment. Try and channel whatever bit of humanity you felt. The joy, the triumph, hold on to it when you start to feel those tingles, Nrobso. Hold on to it and think. Think. You need to keep your little goblin hands. Look at them. You need to keep them that way because those are the hands. Took off the finger. And you could someday take off another finger, but you need to stay yourself.
Nrobso looks forward to chopping off more of Deregel's fingers.
Yes, indeed. Blessed may it be so.
And so shall it be.
And I
Delightful.
will say that as you're kind of looking at this ring and wrapping it up, the energy coming off of this ring is different from the corruptive energy that you felt before when casting your spells. And Nrobso, you have noticed this too as you were wearing it. Whereas the corruption that you felt coursing through your body was definitely like just this burst of cold and blackness. The power coming off this ring is warm, almost comforting.
May I see if I can determine anything more about it?
Yeah, give me a cunning check if you would.
Okay. Amazing. That is a 1 out of 10.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so as you're holding this ring, you can immediately tell there is no corruptive energy on it at all. It still has an arcane presence about it. You're not entirely certain what the arcane energy off this ring can do specifically, but you are completely convinced that there is no corruptive power coming off of it.
Interesting. Nrobso, remind me what I told you about this ring. Remind me.
This ring,
What must you do with it?
keep it secret and keep it safe.
Yes. Whose tale do we recite to ourselves lest we forget?
I talk of the tale of cutting off Deregel's finger.
Well, that is for when you start to feel that corruption overtake you. But remember, this ring, we need to keep it secret and safe, because who else would have kept it secret and safe?
You mean Sonico?
Yes. The blueberry spattered hedgehog, yes.
Yes.
Very, very good, Nrobso.
How many rings did he have?
Why, the number was too much to count, because everywhere he went, Nrobso, he collected more and more.
Then I will collect
Powerful
more
rings.
than Sonico.
Indeed, Nrobso, indeed. But keep them very secret to yourself. And if anyone should try and take it from you, shout for me. You know what, Nrobso, let's come up with a keyword right now that you should shout to me if somebody's trying to take it. What is our word going to be?
Murder.
Something more subtle. So, code. Perhaps lilies. Lilies? If you shout lilies to me, then I will blast them directly in the face with a storm arrow.
I will
Lilies.
remember.
Yes. Very good.
So
Why, I wonder how Kovaan and Coral are doing without us.
And what that
Let's
was-
ride, Warhorse Cannon. And we go a little bit faster.
All right, you two booking it through town on the back of Cannon over at the inn, Aggie and Kovaan. Aggie, you arrive at the inn first. Are you waiting for your companions or do you go straight to your room?
I go straight to the room, and I already rolled this. I got a 19 out of 13 on my resolute check. So Aggie's just crying. Just the stress of the day, the oh fuck, what have I done? I accidentally burned down a bunch of people's houses. Oh my god, the innocence. How could I? All of the weight is hitting her for that.
Taking all that in, okay.
Yeah, and if Kovaan appears during that, Aggie's just gonna. I feel like Kovaan and Aggie have a bit of an understanding.
Yeah, I will say, Kovaan, as you arrive and begin walking into the inn, you see Aggie kind of making her way up the stairs, and you can tell she's kind of like pausing and almost covering her face in a way, and it just looks slightly off from where you're at, but she appears to just be moving up the stairs. Anything from you?
So, in my slow ways, I'm gonna try and catch up with her because I kind of noticed something's a little off with her.
Mm-hmm.
As I get up there, I offer an arm, and I have my staff, which acts as a cane, also propping me up, and I'll walk up with her. Agithe, is it the day, or is it the event?
It's just been ages since I have been so impulsive and ruined so many people's lives. I wish I could say it was a first, but I've lived long and had many opportunities to do so.
You made no intention of causing harm to the innocents. But you and I have traveled long roads to get this point in life. So with your demeanor, I'm thinking you have saved and helped way more than the ones that were injured today.
Aggie's going to stop dead in her tracks and just kind of look at Kovaan in the eye, and just very seriously, she's going to say, yes, today. However, I don't know if my ratio is maintained across the span of my lifetime. And she just keeps going.
I'll nod, then I'll continue to help her up.
Easy enough to make your way to the top of the stairs, and go on. You see your room, you walk past it. Aggie's room is a couple doors down. And easy enough, Aggie, you're now at your door to your room. Would you like to enter? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Aggie is ready for bed. Aggie is ready to curl up into a ball, take one of her good potions that she keeps for a night like this. Maybe she has a special herb that she likes to smoke. I don't know. But Aggie is ready to have a little bit of quiet time to decompress.
Okay. So Aggie, you enter into your room. Kovaan, do you go back to your room?
Yeah, before I close the door and let Agithe get her rest. Agithe, your heart is much better than most I have encountered in my life. Do not dwell. You cannot save everyone. That is what I've seen through my travels. And you bring out the best of what I have to see in good. And now with that, I close the door and head back to my room.
But before you close the door, Aggie will just look you in the eyes, and her she had almost stopped crying, but you're about to make her cry again. But this time for a little bit better reasons. And she just puts a hand on your shoulder and grabs it firmly, you can probably tell that this is her version, like as close as you're gonna get to a hug right now. and yeah, and she just nods and then goes inside.
Okay. Aggie, as you enter into your room, shutting the door behind you, all the stress kind of washing over you at once. So you're kind of wiping the tears away from your eyes, looking about. You see something placed on your bed. In the center of your bed, you see a rose and a note.
If this isn't some goddamn secret admirer and it's actually a threat, I swear. Aggie is, she's gonna slowly walk up to it and just kind of like in her head, she's like, I really don't have time for this right now. And she's gonna open the note.
Okay. As you open the note, it just says stables 2 p.m. And you immediately recognize this as a communication from somebody from your past syndicate.
And Aggie is just going to, she's going to take the biggest breath and she's gonna honestly collapse onto the bed and she's gonna cry harder.
Okay. Nrobso and Keen arriving back to the Rose Garden on the back of Cannon. Nrobso, do you take Cannon to the stables, or are you just kind of leaving him to wander about?
Oh no, Cannon belongs to me now. He goes to the stables.
Okay, so you've got this little 3-foot goblin walking this freaking.
I am 4'2".
4'2" goblin walking this like 10-foot tall freaking war horse with these just badass braided mane and tail, and you see like these 2 teenage stable hands. As you kind of overhear him complaining, like, I really wish we could switch shifts. It's so, what the hell? Hello.
Good evening. This is my war horse, Cannon.
Cannon? And he belongs to you.
Oh, how presumptuous of you. Yes, he belongs to me.
Does he need a stable for the night?
Yes, and the freshest food you have, by orders of Lady Decima.
Do you know who Decima is? No clue. I mean, that's with someone this large, probably have to charge you a couple thaler to board him for the night.
Define a couple.
2?
That is nothing but shortcake compared to me. And I go in my pouch and I dig out 3 and I go and I flick them over. Blink, blink, blink. You can fight over the last one.
Thank you. I'm sorry, what was your name?
I am he who has no name. You can refer to me as Mr. No One. And I give him the reins and I just strut away.
Okay.
Also, as you're starting to strut away, you feel like a little fox, like starting to click at your heels.
Yes, Muffin?
Muffin's just trying to herd you out the door.
Oh, I'm walking, Muffin. I'm walking.
All right. Cannon gets taken back to the stables. Keen and Nrobso making your way back into the inn. Before heading up to your rooms, anything you would like to do?
Absolutely, I would. So I know somebody's at the desk. I just want to make sure in passing, I want to make sure nobody seems like I'm getting any changeling vibes off of them. Now that I know that we're definitely dealing with the changeling problem.
Give me a cunning check, if you would.
Great. Beautiful. 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. This is just your regular run-of-the-mill Ambrian sitting at this desk, overworked, extremely tired, underpaid. Again, working the night shift. They're just sitting there. They have that look of, I don't want to be here. Don't talk to me.
She does not talk to them. She just nods and smiles and continues on her way, making no trouble for anyone. And then she looks back in worry to make sure Nrobso is also not going to make trouble for anyone.
He's just proudly walking to his room, which is shared with Aggie. So before he goes in, he just like gently listens because he can just hear crying. I'll come back later. He does not like any type of like, oh, I have to comfort some people situations. So he just goes back to the lobby and just posts up on one of the chairs and just sits there, swinging his legs.
Okay. Nrobso chilling down in the lobby. Keen, you go to your room, which I believe you're sharing with Kovaan, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, walking in, you see Kovaan definitely taking off all of his heavier cloaks, his gear, and getting ready for bed there. Any conversation or actions between the two of you?
Kovaan, I'm a little bit more worried about this situation than I was before. It feels wrong. I feel like there are a lot of things we don't know.
I'm going to look over at Keen. In reality, you are correct. We really don't know anything. We've just inserted ourselves into this city.
Do you believe, Kovaan, that perhaps it's time for us to practice more of our magic to become more alert and powerful?
It never hurts to go back to what we know, who we are. That's what makes us up, who we've become at this point. Your skills. She has that arrow thing, right? Your skills have come a long way since we've met.
Yes, but I'm afraid that whatever is coming ahead, we're going to need a lot more than just arrows and bending people's will. A lot more.
Agreed. I don't really have that much background with a lot of the mystical things that I've seen here. Yeah, it's been more kind of just our basic growth type of magic where I came from, I'm guessing.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would know too that within the hold itself, the arcane users that come from the cities, they use a different type of magic compared to yourself and Keen. As you two draw your magic from the forest itself, these individuals from the city draw it from books and scrolls. You would know that if you were to seek out more knowledge, the Ordo Magica would be the place to go. Just something to keep in mind.
Okay. So yeah, I would just look at Keen, and it never hurts to seek others. Sometimes they may lead us to a different path in the mystical arts, and maybe that is something you should look into.
Perhaps our companions will allow us to visit the Ordo Magica tomorrow.
If it suits you, I will accompany you.
I believe it does.
All right. Nrobso, how much time are you spending down in the lobby here?
I frequently check up and down just to hear the door, so it kind of depends if Aggie is still crying or not.
Okay. Aggie, have you taken anything to knock yourself out?
Besides just the natural sedative of crying your eyes out, yeah, she's totally it takes about an hour to get herself together and cry herself to sleep.
Okay. So yeah, after about an hour, Nrobso heading up and down the staircase, you do hear the sobbing kind of finally die down as you believe that Aggie has finally passed out.
And when you get there, there is absolutely no trace of the flower or the note. You didn't see anything.
Yeah, I go in and I find because usually Laerke is also sleeping in there, so I find my little corner that they gave me, the cushions and the few blankets. Just like home. And I start patting him down, getting comfortable. And I'm about to KO as well.
All right. So Nrobso creating your little comfort sack in the corner there, passing out on top of that. You all get the benefits of a full rest. So if any of you are taking damage, you heal up 1 whole hit point. And we'll go ahead and take our break right here then. When we come back, we'll begin the next day. So thank you everybody so much for sticking with us so far for episode 10. We'll see you all back here in about 10-15 minutes or so. So thank you so much. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us for the break. Hope everybody had a chance to stand up, stretch, rehydrate, do what you got to do. And let's go ahead and jump back into the game. So, everybody, you all get the benefits of a long rest. The night goes by without any issue. And we'll go ahead and start off with Kovaan and Keen. The sun begins to kind of break through your windows as you both kind of awaken to the sounds of birds chirping. The streets begin to fill up. You hear the sound of lots of footsteps and horses kind of making their way through the towns. As the two of you wake up, anything specific from either of you?
Well, Kovaan, before we do our morning meditation, I believe we should alert our comrades that we wish to go to the Order of Magica today.
I agree. And what of Muffin? Should we send Muffin to find our missing friend?
Perhaps we can ask the others, but I think maybe we should go with Muffin when the time comes, for Muffin won't be able to communicate with Sarvola alone.
He could find location, though.
It's true.
I follow your lead.
I also believe the Muffin is a she today.
She will lead us this day, then.
Indeed.
All right. Two of you wake up, doing your morning meditations, your normal rituals, and we'll go ahead and jump over to Nrobso and Aggie. Aggie, you wake up and you see Nrobso has curled up in his little corner and has passed out at some point in the night. You're not entirely certain when he made his way in here, but he's still in one piece, it appears. Same thing. Sunlight breaking through, you hear the sounds of the streets beginning to pick up, and as the town begins to get busy for the day. Anything specific from the two of you?
I roll off of my little mat. Wow. Aggie, did you know that you kind of stress sleep talk? You kept mentioning that it's not your fault, it's not your fault. Fire, it's not your fault. That was the gist of the conversation you were having amongst yourself.
Aggie is going to totally cut you off with just... And she's just going she's going to let the room just kind of sit in silence for a minute. Get her things ready in the morning. She's moving just a little bit slower than usual. She discreetly checks her pocket, see if the note is in there. Which I assume it is because it was real.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yes, on the way out the door, Aggie gives a nice big breath, just looks at Nrobso, gives a slight smile and nods, and just walks out.
Are we not even going to talk about Laerke? And just screams out.
And on the way out, Aggie will just be like, Laerke has a propensity to disappear from time to time. This has happened once or twice when we've been together, and I've learned not to fret. If nobody is found a body, I trust that Laerke is well taken care of.
All right. I will, if you say so, I will trust in your companionship and relationship with Laerke.
Aggie just goes ahead and hobbles downstairs. She's not one for she's not one for talking much today.
Okay, hobbling down the stairs. Keen and Kovaan, I will say you do hear the sounds of somebody stepping down the hallway. Nrobso, are you also exiting the room or are you staying?
No, I'm also going down.
Okay, so you will pass by Keen and Kovan's room. Do you stop or do you continue to go downstairs following Aggie?
There have been times I was told that Keen and Kovaan need R&R, and I'd rather not interrupt whatever that may be.
Okay. Easy enough. You follow your way downstairs with Aggie. Keen and Kovaan, you finish up your morning routine and meditations.
Called rites and rituals.
Rites and rituals.
He was right. R&R, rites and rituals.
Anything from the two of you?
Would I have enough time to use my alchemy to make a potion of what is it called again? Either an herbal cure or elixir of life.
Yeah, definitely. You could easily take time to just make a simple herbal cure if you'd like.
Sure.
Perfect.
I'm gonna put that in my pouch, and then when I see Agithe, I'm gonna give it over to her to replenish her stocks, and kind of put my coat on and look at Keen and, are you ready?
Well, as ready as I suppose I'll ever be for this, Kovaan.
It's a new day. It's a new day to learn things, maybe.
Yes, and hopefully to make less trouble than yesterday.
And I kind of snicker. It's how this world works. You can never plan and not have circumstances arise.
Perhaps. But one might hope. Maybe we wouldn't set a whole area on fire. I think it's a reasonable hope. Absolutely. I agree, and I believe that this was on all of us as a united front. So
Agreed.
It is not Aggie's fault. Very well. Let's go downstairs.
Get up and open the door and hold it open for King.
Okay. Easy enough. You make your way downstairs. As you kind of make your way to the bottom of the staircase, you see Nrobso kind of sitting over one of the chairs, just kicking his legs back and forth. Aggie kind of just off to herself, not quite being as energetic as you've seen her before. But the four of you are reunited downstairs in the main lobby area. Looking about, you see a few individuals kind of filtering in. You overhear conversation at the front desk of a couple more people getting ready to check in for the day. As the four of you are down here in the lobby, any specific actions?
Can I listen into their conversations and see if anybody is talking about the fire?
Give me a vigilance check if you would.
My God, wow. If I was playing D&D, these rolls would be fantastic right now. That's a 19 out of 11.
Unfortunately, just outside of the basic, checking in for the day, name, that type of deal, not quite hearing anything else. Oh no, Nate. Oh no. That was your first roll of the day, wasn't it?
That was my first roll of the day.
Mm-hmm. Good to know.
Oh no. All right. Well, yeah, Aggie's in brain fog all day today and all day until our next long rest. I have a -1 on all of my checks.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. The four of you are united down here. Actions for the group.
I'm going to walk up to Aggie and then, sorry, King.
No, you.
And I'm going to reach into my pouch and I'm going to hand over the Robocure. I had enough time to make one. Sorry, I couldn't make any more. And I hand it to her, and I just kind of nod, and I go back to where Keen is.
Aggie's just gonna say, "Oh my gosh, thank you. If I was in the right state of mind, I probably would have spent some time making one myself, but it's probably too late now."
Well, I hope everyone is well. Is Laerke not joining us today?
Oh, Laerke will show up when she deems it necessary.
Oh,
She appears at the most opportune times.
indeed. Well, while I don't necessarily prefer the order, I was thinking at some point today we could visit the Ordo Magica.
Is this in regards to those corrupted stones?
No, Nrobso, just hoping, maybe perhaps to study, maybe hone Kovaan and my skills. I think it would be an asset to the party at this point. It was very hard yesterday, feeling as helpless as I did to help with my magic in a very pressing circumstance, you understand.
Oh, you would like to study to perhaps be more like Petrona.
Or perhaps not. It depends, really. Unfortunately, the red path is not the line that I walk.
Which is curious to me. Is it possible that any path can be selected? What if they're all selected at the same time?
Well then, that would be arguably too much power for one person's body to maintain.
Perhaps half for Kovaan and the other half for you.
Remember, Nrobso, the only issue here is that whenever you light a candle,
Another shadow is
cast-
produced.
yes. While power for the sake of power is tempting, power without utility, our shadows wrought against walls when there was no need. And shadows can be dangerous things.
Kovaan, I see why you stick with the wisdom of Leggies here.
She is very wise. And I look over at Nrobso. All power corrupts at some point. And I go back to...
Just remember who you are when it happens, Nrobso.
When? When is to say you believe it will happen?
I don't necessarily believe it will happen, but I believe you've already been feeling pangs.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of corruption.
Shadows grow longer as the nights continue, Nrobso. But don't worry. We will go to Dareth soon. Perhaps even
yes.
someone in the Ordo Magico can help.
Yes, Aggie, I forgot to mention, Dareth is where we go to relieve some of the corruption.
In my extensive travels, would I know anything about Dareth?
Town you've never heard of at all.
Aggie is just going to shake her head, blink, and be like, in my extensive travels, that is a town I have never heard of. I didn't think it was that funny.
Well, perhaps we'll visit this town to get rid of the corruption for the both of us.
But what is our rule moving forward about touching things?
Nrobso actually plans on never touching anything ever again unless
I know
it
that's
is
a lie.
dollar or shilling.
Nrobso, you just patted your horse last night.
That horse is bonded with me.
Indeed. So what is the rule? If we are, just assume if you have not seen an object before, or you haven't seen this particular shiny object before,
Yeah?
what is our rule?
Better to seek forgiveness than permission.
Absolutely not. No. What are these?
Hands.
Yes. Should your hands look this way in those circumstances? Hmm?
Yes.
No.
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 Gloves. Nrobso, your hands should not be bare when touching those things. Or cloth. Get the cloth out, wrap it up, take it to your nearest friendly witch, which I suppose is us. But please.
Okay. I will remember.
Yes, you will remember. It is responsible.
So to the order of hand, you two wish to go to the Order of Magica.
Indeed. Though it would be fair to track down She stops, doesn't say that. She just says that other fox that we saw along the way that we also hoped to make a pet. Track down the fox. I mean, obviously my fox was interested in its tracks. I think it would be fair to go follow it.
Aggie's going to nod and say, I think that is the best course of action before the trail goes cold.
I didn't realize we were hunting foxes.
Yes,
Are
indeed,
they
and
for
only
dinner?
foxes. Perhaps. Come, Nrobso, let us go. Which order are we going in, by the way? When do we go to the Order Magica, and when do we hunt our fox friend?
I believe we should seek out our friend first.
Delightful.
I agree.
And Nate, just so you know, during this whole day, Aggie is just keeping a very, very, very close eye on the sun. And the time.
For sure. So, from where you're currently at in the day, you imagine you probably have a couple hours or so. So, beginning the hunt for Sarvola then?
Yes, our fox
Cannon.
friend.
All right. How would you like to start this? You're currently in the inn. You've got Muffin at your disposal if you wish. Where are we starting?
Should we just head back to where we were last night?
Not directly. I think we should maybe take a roundabout way. I don't know who's necessarily also interested in our fox. So many hungry people in town, as it were.
We are taking Cannon, right?
That is your business. Would you like to take Cannon?
Yes. Cannon will provide a much faster transportation, perhaps for 2 individuals instead of just me.
Perhaps Kovaan should be on Cannon.
I can defer
walk.
to Aggie. Aggie can ride with Nrobso. I will accompany you.
But Kovaan, wouldn't it be easier on you to take the horse?
Aggie's
The day is
going
new. My joints
Aggie's
are
going
well.
to nod. I insist. I insist, Kovaan. I would like to be down on the ground today, anyways. Get my body moving.
So be it.
Remember.
I will go with our friend.
Remember, Kovaan, as followers of ravens, sometimes you must fly in order to be the most effective. No, not literally, Nrobso.
But maybe one day, Nrobso. And I wink
Well,
at
Patrona
Kid.
transformed into a raven, so I just thought that you guys could also transform into a raven. Patrona was so cool.
I'm sure she was, and I'm sure she was infinitely more powerful than us. She sounds it.
She was also naked.
The red
It was a
path is
whole
an
thing.
interesting, very, very
yeah.
interesting.
Oh yeah. Let us be off.
Okay, so Nrobso and Kovaan taking Cannon back, Aggie and Keen walking on the ground. Now, I know you're saying you're moving in a roundabout way. Are you still moving together as a party, or are you splitting up and going kind of in different routes?
Nothing wrong with... No, please, speak.
I think it'd be best if we stick together.
Aggie?
If everybody else thinks that it's best to stick together, Aggie won't put up a fight, but she would volunteer to take a roundabout way, separate from the group.
I also wouldn't mind splitting up, but I will defer Kovaan. Your judgment, Kovaan.
A group effort. It is fine. I think
Very
we'll
well.
take that.
Kovaan has said it, therefore a group effort is also amenable to me.
Okay. Making your way back through the city. Again, you see shops beginning to open up, the streets filling up with individuals. Taking a more roundabout way, it'll probably take you, a solid 15, 20 minutes, even with having the use of cannon to ride on. Yes, Carl.
Aggie is still 100% keeping her ears perked for info about the fire.
Okay. Give me a vigilance check, obviously with a -1.
Oh my god. Like I said, D&D. Come on, dice. We're playing the wrong game. It's an 18 out of 10.
Oh my gosh, that is rough.
I know. I would be like crit if I was playing my paladin.
Oof. Yeah, moving through, you just hear the normal hustle and bustle of the town. You do hear a couple individuals kind of mention, "Oh, did you hear what happened over by the mission house? Yeah, a couple buildings burned down." But aside from that, no specific details that you're picking up on.
I would like to, and like my hood is like up. I'm kind of trying to take as little notice as possible. I would like though to track whether or not I think I see anyone either following us or noticing us.
Okay, give me a vigilance check if you would.
Oh, that is a nat 20.
Natural 20. Man, if only this was D&D.
Honestly.
Unfortunately, as you're kind of walking behind this 10-foot war horse, his giant tail just kind of swinging back and forth, you keep kind of having it bat out of your face a couple times. Looking about, you're not really noticing anybody that specifically seems to be following you.
Delightful. It seems that we are going very inconspicuously along.
Kovaan and Nrobso, any actions from the two of you?
So I knew that Nrobso went back home, correct?
Yes.
So I'm just going to have small talk with him. Nrobso, you're home. Do some of your kin practice in the magical arts?
Oh no,
Just out of
goblins
curiosity.
are strictly workers. We work with our hands to our knees. We basically built all of that you see around you.
An
In our town
industrious
of
effort.
Cappadox, we are led by, I believe his name is the Dolphins. I just refer to him as the chief, and I don't really get along with this chief. I was only summoned for I am one of the best lumberjacks of Cappadox. So he needed my help to make this reconstruction of the wall.
What is your beef with your chief? You seem like a cordial fellow.
I just disagree with the way goblins work for the rest of the humans. If it was up to me, we would all join the revolution. However, it seems like this solar sun temple of the Templars, they are more evil than what leads on to believe. So perhaps Kranko and I shall devise a plan to create a brotherhood of sorts that works in the shadows to take down this Templar faction.
So this is the first inkling I've gotten from the Nrobso that he's not down with the people that we thought were cool, correct?
Yes.
So
It's also important to note that Keen, except for you guys, has pretty much never thought anybody was cool and is suspicious of everybody. So like she hasn't heard any of this, but she already didn't trust them.
you're probably right, Nrobso, to be weary of unknown allies. This is a
Although-
strange town.
Leohan of the Templar, he certainly has gained a certain trust of mine.
He definitely plays the part well. I agree. And then, not to replay all the conversation he had with Keen, but did Keen mention any of that combo to me before we went to bed? Okay.
I would have told you about Gareth. For
Okay.
sure.
So, Nrobso, when you spoke with Decima, did she give you any
Yes.
inkling who that person was that could help you with the corruption?
No, only that she is aware of a source, a connection in Decima, in Dareth.
Good information, my friend. That's it.
So, solid 20 minutes goes by as you're making your way through town on this giant ass warhorse. You're definitely getting quite a few looks from individuals who kind of taken breakfast out on the streets. Kind of stare at you as you pass by, as you just don't see a 10-foot horse just kind of meandering through the city normally. But looking at these individuals, none of them seem to be like staring at you with any type of ill intent. But you make your way back over towards the mission house. The two burnt down buildings have both been roped off entirely. And there are what appear to be 5 towns guard, just kind of keeping an eye and keeping people back away from this area. But you arrive, the mission house is there. The front doors appear to be shut, and there appears to be a notice pinned to it.
What does the notice say?
You go up, grabbing the notice off the door, easy enough, looking at it. It just reads, Father Sarvola has been called away on business. Should return within a few days. And it's just signed the mission house.
Shall we go around back? Shall we go around back and try to re-pick up that trail?
I don't believe that we should go around back. I believe that Muffin can handle that, and we will just skirt in the trees alongside until Muffin has begun to choose a direction, so to speak.
Ah, in
Godspeed,
the shadows.
Indeed, in the shadows.
Okay.
Know what we do in the shadows.
I thought I did hear of some kind of minstrel show about that, Agithe. Wasn't it sort of, you know, those undead creatures and they made jokes, and I thought it was quite funny, actually.
Yes, it seemed to be quite a comedy of errors.
Indeed, many errors. But in some ways, so too is our life.
So
That just hits too real, and Aggie does not respond to it. She lets that drop. She's like, "Don't reference it. Too soon. Too soon."
fair enough. All right. So sending Muffin around back so she can try to pick up on the trail again. Yes. Go ahead and give me a vigilance check for Muffin here. And I will say this is going to be at a -2 as a night has gone by. And so you're not certain how strong the scent's going to be.
And that's a -2 to my base score, right?
Correct.
Yes. Oh, I got a 1.
Oh, there we go. All right.
I got a 1 out of 8 because it's -2.
Perfect. So Muffin once again kind of goes up to the door, sniffing around the ground, kind of does a couple circles, and then you see her ears kind of perk up, nose to the ground, and she just begins kind of maneuvering her way out of the alleyway to the main street, and she immediately goes to the left up the street.
Delightful. Shall we go a totally normal route through town? Well then. Come. Muffin will show us the way.
Okay. So.
Oh, and just so everyone knows, she's she today. Muffin makes the decision every morning.
I love that for Muffin.
So you see little Muffin, nose to the ground, just weaving her way in between all the legs of individuals who are trying to just pass by. A couple of them kind of like get spooked and stop, and you see a kid just try to kick Muffin out of the way. Luckily, Muffin's able to just kind of just dodge out of the way and let out a weird little fox growl before it continues on up the street. Muffin continues on north for probably a good 5 or 6 blocks before turning right, heading towards the center of town.
I am fast on the tracks of Muffin.
Okay. And all of you, you're just marching through the streets behind Muffin?
Yeah, Cannon,
that does.
I'm still riding Cannon. Cannon's just like...
Giant war horse following a fox. Okay.
Quick question. What time is it at this point?
At this point, I would say you're probably looking at about 12:45 or so.
Okay. In that case, Aggie is, while keeping pace, Aggie is going to put her hand on Keen's shoulder and say, and she's just going to say, I'm afraid my knees are not able to keep up today. I do not wish to slow you down, so I shall rejoin with you at the inn.
Are you sure? Wouldn't you prefer that Muffin goes slower? Muffin, you know, will go.
No, you must find Sarvola and speak with them. It is absolutely necessary.
Aggie, We have cannon. Cannon can carry you.
I promise you, I need to go and lie down. Just the effects of yesterday have not finished, and I need to. I will spend some time making more preparations that we have used on the injured, and I do not know what I would be able to contribute in this moment that would be of value that somebody else could not contribute. I can spend my time helping the party in other ways.
May I make a check to see if I believe that?
Yeah, let's go ahead and Aggie, give me a persuasion roll at a -1.
Do I roll anything?
And Keen, yeah, you will give me a cunning roll if you would.
All right. 6 out of 10.
12 out of 9.
Okay. So
Okay.
you can definitely hear the breaks and the tone and inflections in Aggie's voice as she's saying this. It's not her normal tone that she's speaking to you with.
Okay. So I nod and I say, very well. Aggie, you do sound sick. Is there any way you can let us know if something changes, the sickness grows worse? And my face isn't changing at all. I'm not even like revealing that I know. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. Aggie is going to nod and say, since we don't know where Sarvola is, if I leave word for you at the Ordo Magica, is that will that suffice?
It will, but if anything else grows worse with whatever you're dealing with, this ailment, just make sure you remember that we can come help.
Of course. Can I give, I don't know, what would you like me to roll to see if I can like kind of tell that she's on to me from that?
Give me a cunning check as you
All right.
read her expressions in her face.
Jesus Christ. That's a 16 out of 14.
Oh
God damn it.
Keen seems to believe every word that you have said.
Yeah, then Aggie's just gonna be like, oh, no, it's fine. I should just need to take a moment to lie down. Thank
Very
you,
well.
though. And yeah, Aggie just hobbles off slowly but quickly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like fake slow but quick.
Yeah. Okay. You do your quick little Aggie shuffle, getting out of there.
That's the latest dance craze, the Aggie shuffle.
Now, are you actually going to leave word at the Ordo Magica, or are you heading just straight to the garden?
I'm going to head straight to where I'm supposed to meet up.
Okay, perfect. Easy enough. So Kovaan and Nrobso, you see Keenan and Aggie having this conversation as Aggie begins to shuffle away. Any actions from the two of you?
Leggies, are you sure she'll be okay by herself?
Well, Aggie is capable. So yes, I suppose that Aggie will be fine alone. There are some things that it's best for us to work out ourselves, yes? Perhaps a stomach bug?
Hopefully, Laerke catches up to her, should she need any assistance.
I'm sure we'll check on Aggie when the time is right.
With my interaction with her the night before, GM, could I have just figured that out on my own, or do I need to roll for that?
Give me a cunning check if you would.
And I do kind of think it would be fair for Kovaan to see if I'm being deceptive. Like, if I'm hiding something, because I feel like Kovaan would probably be more aware of that.
Yeah. Are you trying to hide this from Kovaan?
I think it's more like, I think the way Keen sees this is clearly in Keen's head, Aggie's business.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, Aggie is not sharing it. So I think that Keen is just kind of like not really sharing it because she doesn't necessarily think it's her business until proven otherwise. If that makes any sense. Like, I do think that that's probably the way Keen is treating it.
Okay, perfect.
And I got a 12 out of 13.
12 out of 13. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely pick up that there's something slightly off, but not like trusting in Keen. You don't think it's anything to be super pressed with currently.
So I'm going to put my hand on Nrobso. Aggie will be fine. She has her reasons for departing for a short time, but she will be fine.
You two hold a lot of faith in the elderly.
Oh, not at all. The second that I see an elderly patron, I'm always worried about latent sexism if they're a man.
Well, just don't inform Aggie that I used the term. Aggie doesn't like when Nrobso says elderly.
Very well.
So up ahead, you see Muffin just kind of like sitting in the middle of the road, just kind of like looking back, waiting for all of you, kind of staring towards you, Keen.
Yes, let us go.
And just her ears kind of once again perk up, nose to the ground. She continues onward. She continues leading you towards the center of town once again, before immediately taking another right and heading south. You continue following Muffin for a solid 10 minutes or so before she finally ducks down into an alleyway. And as she's moving through this alleyway, you continue to follow. This alleyway leads to this little, almost like a centralized courtyard that's shared between 4 different buildings. And as you approach kind of this little grassy area, you see Muffin just kind of stop and just sit. And just kind of looking around at all 4 buildings.
Very well. So, somewhere in here. How would you like to do this?
We can either use the good old sweep around maneuver, or this is where we split and save one for the last.
Is it just an open area that she's just like the track just ends right there? Is that why she's just sitting?
She's kind of like sitting right at the edge of the alleyway, and just opposite of her is the entryway into the courtyard itself. So if you'd like to walk past her into the courtyard so you can get a better look at where all these
I got it. Got it.
You can.
We've come this far. We may as well see what she's looking at.
Should I change?
Do you have a face that will suit the situation better?
And do you turn around to talk to me when you say that?
Yeah.
Keen is now an Ambrian child.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, this certainly could be more deceptive.
Keen runs out into the courtyard and starts crying for mom.
Okay. So you run out into this courtyard, and as you enter in, you see the backs of 4 buildings. One of them has kind of a little small wooden staircase heading up to what looks to be like a back door to one building. Over on the left-hand side, this building, you see a back door that's got a large padlock on it, as well as a couple feet over to the left-hand side, what appears to be a staircase going down to a cellar. The other 2 buildings no back doors on them at all.
Yeah, someone help me find my mom. I can't remember which house it is.
Give me a persuasion roll if you would.
I'm also, hopefully one of them is going to come to me, but all right, that is a 12 out of, what is my, how my persuasion? 11.
Okay. You, Nrobso and Kovaan, see this small Ambrian child just kind of go and throw herself into this courtyard, crying and screaming for mom. You wait a couple moments. You don't hear any activity from either of the buildings.
I saw
All right.
Carter.
Kovaan, leave it to me. You stay in the shadows. It seems this needs a bit more pressing matter. And I run out and I go.
And I like run and start like just banging like on anything I like, any door, just like, help, help.
Give me another persuasion roll.
All right, this one is it's either a 5 or a 2. I'm having trouble figuring out which way it goes, but I have an 11 persuasive, so.
Okay. So you kind of go, you're screaming and banging on doors, Nrobso, so you're letting out your little growl. The back door with the staircase flings open, and you see this elderly Ambrian man kind of like looking around like, what? He sees this crazy goblin, and he just reaches behind his door, and you see him grab a broom as he begins shuffling over towards Nrobso, swinging the broom just as violently as he possibly can.
He doesn't look like Sarvola, does he? 'Cause we have seen Sarvola.
You did not get a good look at Sarvola.
What?
Proud.
We were talking to him. Remember me and Laerke were right in front of him.
Oh, that's right. You did. Never mind. You did get a good look at him. This individual does not look like him at all.
Okay.
But Nrobso, this older Ambrian's coming over towards you. He's got his broom up, getting ready to crack you on the side of the head, and he actions from
Hold on. It was just a game of tag.
And he looks over towards Keen. It's just a game.
I guess I just didn't. I'm sorry. I'm really lost. I'm looking for my mom and my dad.
Fuck's sake. All right, come on. He kind of goes and helps you stand up and offers to kind of walk you up the stairs into his home.
Can I think one of my parents is here. In one of these, I got sent here from another town. I was visiting my aunt, and I'm having trouble finding everything. Everything is so different. There's like a big giant hole now, and things were on fire yesterday, and I'm just really stressed.
Oh, it's all right. What are your parents' names?
His name, it's Kinau and Circe, and Dad looks like this, and I'm like sketching out Sarvola's face. Like,
your father looks like. And you say they live in one of these buildings? Well, this one's my home, and those two are shops.
Oh,
that
I must be confused then. Does anywhere in town look like this?
Tell me, are your parents do they wear cloaks, like large black ones? Are they members of the church?
I didn't think so. But they do wear cloaks to keep warm, sir. What do you mean? Are there people in? Maybe they could be my parents. Where are the big black cloaks? Are they in here?
It's nothing to worry about, child. Kovaan and Nrobso, anything from outside, you just saw Keen and child form get taken into this old man's house, and the door has been shut.
Oh yeah, I'm banging on the door still. Hey,
Oh,
hey!
is he a friend of yours?
Yes.
Damn kids.
But I don't think he's taking my feelings very seriously with this hide and seek thing.
Okay.
I asked him to help me find my parents, and it's going really badly.
Hide and seek. I thought you were playing tag. What?
I don't even know, sir. I just want to find mom and dad.
As you're banging on the door,
It's getting louder and louder.
It flies open to like where like you kind of lose your balance going in, and you just feel this broom handle smack you hard on your skull. Calm down, child. So you take 1 point of damage from the broom hit. You need to play nice with your friend here. All right?
Well, Nrobso is only doing what Nrobso knows. Anytime a child is screaming and crying, we try to play tag to cheer them up and make them more happy.
And what the fuck is that behind you? And he kind of points and he sees this little white and black fox just kind of sitting in the courtyard.
It's Muffin.
That's who?
Muffin.
You know that creature too.
Muffin is a fox.
You shouldn't be playing with wild animals, especially ones that look like they crawled out of Davokar.
Wait, so the door is currently open and Muffin's right there?
He's Nrobso's between him and the outside, and from the doorway he can see where Muffin's just sitting.
Can Muffin just like run in?
If you would like Muffin to run in, she certainly can.
Yes, into my arms.
Okay, have Muffin give me a quick check here.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay,
Give me Muffin.
that is
Come here.
that is a 2 out of 9.
Damn. Okay, so Muffin comes running in, quickly diving between Nrobso and this old man as he tries to bring his broom handle down on top of Muffin. Muffin easily skirts by up into your arms. No animals in the house. Nope, take it outside.
Why? No,
Outside.
This is just us in
Nope.
here anyway.
Nope.
Can't we just
Outside.
have Muffin?
Take it out, child. Play out in the courtyard. I'll notify the guard to come help you find your parents. Just
You said that there's only shops here and then your place?
and the place across, but I believe it's used by the church.
Can I please roll to see if I think he's a changeling?
Give me a cunning check.
God, please be low. All right, 8 out of 10. Is
8 out of 10. Looking at this individual, kind of following like his jawline, anywhere he would have a wrinkle, anything that looks like it might be a seam or a fake skin. You don't see anything that would indicate he's a changeling.
Okay, so not Servola. Who could have been a changeling? We don't really know that.
I'm paying attention to Muffin. If Muffin is sniffing or angling in any direction.
Muffin's currently inside in Keen's arms.
Yeah. While Muffin's in the inside.
Oh,
is Muffin
okay.
like?
From what you can tell, Muffin's just kind of cuddled up against Keen right now. Her ears are definitely perked up, and she's kind of just looking towards this older gentleman. Not like in like a vicious stance, almost like trying to protect Keen in a way, like putting itself between Keen and this individual, because Muffin doesn't appear to fully trust this guy. From what you can tell, though, you can't tell if it's just being protective or if Muffin's like pointing this dude out specifically.
All right, we'll go find my mom now. We'll go find my mom.
Okay, I'll just go play in the courtyard. Be nice. Looking towards you, Nrobso. And I'll notify the guard that there's a child and a fox and a goblin and
Whoa. I am more than capable of getting the guards to help with this lost child.
You're not a child yourself.
and I slowly reach for my my dagger.
Kovaan, you see all this happening.
I am no child, sir.
So, how far am I if I'm still on cannon?
Cannon's at the edge of the courtyard. Cannon has not entered in. From where you're sitting up on the horse, though, you can see kind of through this doorway. Nrobso's got his back to you. You see him pulling out a dagger, and you see this old man that's just kind of like pointing towards the courtyard.
I got nothing I can do from that distance, I think.
I'm not pulling it out. I'm just holding it. Just holding it.
He doesn't seem to have noticed it.
Sir, I'll put Muffin out, but can I please use your bathroom before I leave?
Fine. Upstairs, first door on the left.
Thank you. I'm going to hand Muffin over to Nrobso, and I'm going to go up the stairs to the bathroom. But what I'm really doing is checking the place out.
Okay, real quick though. So it is canon now that the world of Symbaroum has indoor plumbing that is on the upstairs floors.
The latrine.
This world does have indoor plumbing.
It's canon.
Whether or not it's actually true or written anywhere, I don't know. In my Symbaroum, you got indoor plumbing.
You know what,
magic.
Free League, if you all ever have questions, just ask us.
And here in Thistlehold, it's probably not the best of plumbing, but it works. It's not as nice as you'll find, say, in the capital. But it is basic showers, washrooms, that type of thing. So you are going to try to case the place as you're
case it on the way to the bathroom.
Nrobso still standing in the doorway. Kovaan back on cannon. Anything from you?
I'm gonna slide down and then, with as much speed as I have, start walking over, leading cannon towards the party.
Okay. Give me a vigilance check as you're walking over.
No.
No? Okay. So you begin walking cannon over, and this older gentleman kind of like stops and looks and, why is there now a 10-foot tall horse and another vagabond walking into my courtyard? Who are you?
And I kind of raise my eyebrow. Vagabond? That's very presumptuous of you. Whose child is that? I've been accompanying her.
Well, okay, then come get her from my bathroom. Take her out.
I didn't say she was mine. She's looking for her parents.
Well, if you're the one helping her, then I don't see why I'm needed.
She says she thinks they're in one of these buildings.
Again, you got two shops, my home, and the building I think is used by the church.
I'm like, so the child will be down shortly, and we will knock on the other door.
Do what you want. Just don't bother me anymore, please. I'm very busy. So Keen, as you're kind of taking some time, making your way upstairs, you have the one door on the left-hand side, which is the restroom, and then you have another door on the right-hand side that's currently open. That appears to just be a bedroom. What would you like to do?
Just my head around. Just quick peek my head around, see what it looks like.
Give me a vigilance check if you would.
Oh, that's a 15 out of 7.
15 out of 7. Beautiful. Just kind of getting quick scans of these rooms and the hallway and the pictures and artwork hanging on the walls. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Great. So I go into the bathroom just so that I have done the thing.
Okay.
I opened and closed that door. I come back out and I toddle downstairs.
Okay. Are you with this one, child?
Oh, that's Mr. Todd.
Mr. Todd. Okay. just please exit, leave, and go about your day. And let me go about mine.
Thank you, sir.
And he kind of shoves you out the door and slams it shut behind. So on the other building, you have the back door with the large padlock and the staircase heading down towards a cellar. And then you have the two shops, which currently do not have any type of back doors on them. They have windows, but no doors that you can see.
Did you find information on Mommy and Daddy?
And I start leading them away so that guy can't eavesdrop from inside of his place. And the cellar door he was referring as part of the church. He did not say what was in the locked room.
Great. Let's go find
Nrobso.
Daddy.
Yes,
Maybe
we
take
should also...
Muffin.
Oh,
maybe
Muffin, yes.
Take Muffin near that locked door. See if she finds the trail again.
Yeah, I do. I walk over. Muffin, smell.
Okay. Muffin begins sniffing around that area. At this point in time, back over at the Rose Garden Inn, Aggie, you have made your way easily enough over to the stables. You kind of, as you approach, you see that the stable hands are not there.
Yep, not shocked.
Would you like to enter?
Yep. Aggie's gonna go ahead and put her hood up, and she's gonna go ahead and hop on in.
Okay.
Just nice and slowly.
Hobbling through the stables. You walk by. The first couple on the right each have a horse in them. Continuing on. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. Give me a vigilance check, if you would.
$18 out of 10.
Okay. You kind of get towards the end of the stable, kind of looking in each of them, not seeing anything out of the ordinary. And as you're kind of getting ready to kind of turn around and make your way back, you hear a voice. Huh. Losing your touch, are you, Miss Aggie?
Aggie just, well, I mean, I'm 60 years old now. Are we really that shocked? Not as spry and as aware as I once was, unfortunately.
I'm sure age can be quite detrimental to, well, I suppose, the living.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I suppose you wouldn't understand.
Suppose not. And as you turn, you see an individual standing before you, wearing simple, like dark gray robes, this beautiful, deep purple cloak that's currently pulled up over their head. Pinned on them, they have this pin of what appears to be made of silver, and it seems to depict some decaying roses on it. And as she kind of steps out of the shadow, pulling the hood down, you see a young woman, maybe 16, 17 years old. Her skin has kind of this grayish hue to it. The right side of her head completely shaved, with this dark black raven hair is kind of hanging down to one side, down to about her chin. Looking at this individual, you recognize her as an individual known as Lainey. And you know her to be part of your syndicate. And looking at her, you know that she is one of the few in the syndicate who are undead.
Aggie, I kind of imagine that like Aggie is just like walked completely through the stable to the far end, and then it's like, you know, she walked out and was all like, "You passed me." And I also imagine there's a little bench at the end.
There's little seating areas.
So yeah, Aggie is going to go walk over to the bench and sit down on it, and just look up and give a nice slight smile and just say, "How have you been, Lainey? How have the years treated you?"
Well, still dead, but getting along just fine. And she approaches you and sits down next to you. And as she sits down next to you, you almost feel like just this cold, dead wind and air is kind of coming off of her. She's definitely got a bit of a rotting smell. Not like overpowering, not like to the point where it's going to make you throw up or anything, but just every now and then just going to get hit with that whiff of that. Just something's not quite fresh here.
The Aggie's used to it. It's where the whole the dying rose motif comes from.
And as she's sitting next to you, you kind of look in her eyes, and her eyes are just kind of this glazed over gray. And even though she's conscious and functioning, you can tell there's no light, there's no real life or emotion within this individual. I just simply came to say hello. I heard you were in town. Even though you've left, we still keep tabs on all of our previous members. And I'm actually here on work myself in search of a changeling.
Ah. How funny. So are my party. Perhaps you could tell us who are you looking for?
Oh, Gaunter and I, we've been sent to deal with an individual called Odaka. We've heard that this individual may be taking refuge here in the hold. But as you know, changelings are very difficult to track down, especially ones who are experienced with changing their appearance at whim.
Of course. Between you and I've actually recently gotten the chance to travel with the changeling. And I will say it's quite helpful, especially for the trouble that we like to get into, right?
Thought you left the syndicate to get out of trouble, Miss Aggie.
Well, some habits die hard, right? That's the phrase. Yeah. However, in our research, we've been in this town for quite a few days now, and I don't know how much you've seen, but there are quite a few figures that we have our eye on. Have you heard anything of Captain Balmello of the Black Cloaks?
And you see her lips kind of begin to curl up into a slight smile. And in our next game, we will continue this discussion. So thank you all so much for joining us today for episode 10 of Symbaroum here on the Initiative Order. Let's go ahead and go back around the table. Everybody throw yourselves out, plug any upcoming projects you got. Let's go ahead and start off with Keith, please.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming by. You can find me on IG. I am not Kevin Bacon. On Twitter, all that D&D. Please go check out my socials. I have a charity drive started up for Extra Life with a giveaway LinkedIn with Critical Role that ends on the 7th. If any of you could either share or boost the post, I would appreciate it. This year I chose my hospital from my home state of Hawaii. So this one's a little bit more dear to me. So thanks a lot, everybody.
Very cool. All right, let's throw over to Kelsey, please.
Hi, everyone. On social media, I'm Tunes and Tomes, and my name is Kelsey. Pretty short and sweet tonight.
Perfect. All right, let's go and throw it over to Leroy, please.
Hey everyone, I am Lee Royal on all social media at Royalty Know Why. Usually be hanging out over on Instagram and or Twitter. If you want to see some updates and some cool cosplay stuff, be sure to check out my Instagram for whether it's Spider-Man, Black Panther, or some cool father-son pictures that I've done. And some upcoming father-daughter pictures that we just did. And be on the lookout for that. And I typically try to stream here over on Twitch as well, along with Coral playing some Skyrim. But Coral can tell you more about what they do.
Awesome. And yeah, with that, let's throw it over to Coral, please.
Hi, my name's Coral. You can find me on twitch.tv/queerventuretime or Twitter at QVentureTime, because Queer Venture Time is what? Too many characters. Literally in 15 minutes, I'm gonna be starting a subathon. And yes, April, my boyfriend spent about an hour last night fixing the Skyrim mods that I destroyed my computer with. So, we're gonna be playing that. I'm very stoked. We're going to be there for hopefully 12 hours. And we've got a D&D on Sunday over there, every Sunday, including today. And other than that, we're just slaying capitalism, or trying to.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And my name's Nate, your game master here on the initiative order for Symbaroum. I'm one of the channel organizers here as well. From time to time, you can catch me running community games over here, which are totally free for everybody to play. So if you're interested in that, check out our Discord. And you can find me on Instagram at dungeonmaster_discussions, where I post just nerdy shit. And coming up here next month in February, you can catch me DMing on a couple different channels, so keep an eye on the socials for that. I don't want to say where yet because it hasn't all been announced yet, but it's coming. It's gonna be a good time. And stick around for a moment, because we are going to go raid one of our friends of the initiative order. Miss Jen is online, so we're gonna pop over there, say hello, give her some love, and later on tonight, everybody go bug Coral. Go bug Coral for that subathon. So 12 hours, that's going to be ridiculous. So thank you all so much, and we will see you all in the next adventure.